Hi students, today I am going to discuss d orbital splitting in different geometries. So as we know, d orbitals are degenerate. Whenever there is approach of ligand towards metal, this degenerate d orbital will split according to the geometry attained by the metal. So now we will see how d orbital will split in different geometries. So this is overall d orbital splitting for octahedral geometry, tetrahedral and cubic. Okay, so first we will see how this degenerate d orbital will split in octahedral environment. So this is the octahedral geometry. We know that two d orbitals orient along the axis, and whereas three d orbitals orient in between the axis. And if you look at this octahedral geometry, ligands are approaching along the axis. So the d orbital which are lying along the axis, their energy will increase. That is dz square dx square minus y square. These are the two orbitals which are lying along the axis. Their energy will increase. Whereas remaining three orbitals, that is dxy, dxz, dyz, their energy will decrease because they are lying in between the axis. So this is regarding crystal field splitting in the case of octahedral geometry. And if you see the crystal field splitting in tetrahedral and cubic geometry, it will be just reverse of octahedral geometry. This is the geometry of tetrahedral and cubic. Now in this case, you can see that the ligands are approaching in between the axis. So thereby the d orbital lying in between the axis, that is dxy, dyz, dxz, their energy will increase, whereas the d orbital lying along the axis, that is dz square, dx square minus y square, their energy will decrease. So this is the crystal field splitting in the case of tetrahedral, that is 4/9 delta octahedral. And in the case of cubic, the splitting will be similar, but the energy difference is more in the case of cubic geometry. That is, the d orbital which are lying in between the axis, their energy will increase, whereas the d orbital which are lying along the axis, their energy will decrease, similar to tetrahedral environment. But the energy difference between those two orbitals will be more in the case of cubic. That is, crystal field splitting in the case of cubic geometry will be equal to 8/9 of crystal field splitting of octahedral. So it's twice that of tetrahedral. So this is overall splitting of octahedral geometry, tetrahedral geometry and cubic geometry. Next, by keeping octahedral geometry as the reference point, now we will see d orbital splitting in case of tetragonal elongation as well as square pyramidal geometries. So what happens in the tetragonal elongation is the ligand lying along the z-axis, it is going to be elongated. So that is, we know that it is a z-out case. Means the bond length along this z-axis will be more compared to xy. So hence there will be decrease in the energy. So now in the octahedral geometry, dz square, dx square minus y square, they are degenerate. So if you come for tetragonal and square pyramidal geometry, what happens is this degenerate orbital further they split. That is, dz square component will come lower in energy, whereas dx square minus y square component d orbital will increase. Similarly, this dxy, dxz, dyz, which are degenerate in the octahedral geometry, now the z component containing d orbital, their energy will decrease, whereas the xy containing component, their energy will increase. So this is the d orbital splitting in the case of tetragonal elongation and square pyramidal geometry. If we come for square planar geometry, here also we can have octahedral geometry as the reference point. But here what happens in this case is there is no ligand along the z-axis. So what happens is the z component containing d orbital energy will decrease. That is dz square, dxz, dyz. Their energy will decrease. Whereas the d orbital which contain xy component, their energy will increase. Means if you look at this octahedral geometry, that is dxy, dxz, dyz. So these are degenerate. In the case of square planar, what happens is this dxz, dyz which contains z component, their energy will come down, whereas dxy component energy will increase. And this dz square, dx square minus y square, which are degenerate in the octahedral environment. Now there is no ligand along z axis, so dz square orbital energy will decrease, whereas dx square minus y square orbital energy will increase. So this is in the case of square planar geometry. Means what you can remember is z component energy, z component containing d orbitals energy will decrease, whereas xy component containing d orbitals, their energy will increase. And if you look at the crystal field splitting of square planar complex, will be equal to 17.46 dq. And if you see overall octahedral d orbital splitting as reference point, so we can write the d orbital splitting of square planar. So this side will be for square planar, where dz square, dxz, dyz, their energy will be lesser. And this crystal field splitting will be for tetragonal elongation as well as square pyramidal. Means here there is ligand along the z axis, but here there is only one ligand, whereas this in tetragonal elongation there are two ligands, but their length, bond length will be greater, so thereby there will be minimum repulsion will be experienced by those ligands. If you come for the d orbital splitting in the case of trigonal bipyramidal and pentagonal bipyramidal geometries, so this is the d orbital splitting. That is dz square is the dz square orbital has highest energy, and dxz, dyz are lower in energy. In between dz square, dxz and dyz lies dx square minus y square and dxy. So this is the d orbital splitting for these two geometries, that is trigonal bipyramidal, pentagonal bipyramidal. Reverse of this d orbital splitting, that is if I keep dx square minus y square dxy, this is the fixed point, and if I reverse these two, then it leads to d orbital splitting of these two geometries, that is trigonal prismatic and square antiprismatic. Means if I know the d orbital splitting for trigonal bipyramidal, so trigonal bipyramidal or pentagonal bipyramidal, and if I fix this point, that is dx square minus y square dxy, if I fix this and if I reverse the energies of dz square and dxz yz, then I am going to get the d orbital splitting for trigonal prismatic as well as square antiprismatic. Okay, so in the case of trigonal prismatic and square antiprismatic, dz square orbital is of having lower energy, whereas dxz, dyz orbitals have higher energy. In between them, dx square minus y square and dxy will lie. So only thing is, we need to remember the geometry or d orbital splitting of trigonal bipyramidal or pentagonal bipyramidal. So if we know trigonal bipyramidal d orbital splitting, then we can write d orbital splitting for square antiprismatic, trigonal prismatic and two other geometries. That is, for linear geometry, we can write d orbital splitting by keeping trigonal bipyramidal d orbital splitting as a reference point. That is, so this is the trigonal bipyramidal d orbital splitting. Okay, so if I want to write the d orbital splitting for linear geometry, what I need to do is, in this trigonal bipyramidal geometry, I need to exchange these two energies. That is, if I lower the energy of dx square minus y square dxy, and if I increase dxz dyz energy, and if I keep the energy of dz square same, then I am going to get the d orbital splitting for linear geometry. Or else we can write from the geometry itself. That is, z component containing d orbitals, their energy will be greater, whereas xy component containing d orbital energy will be lower. So either of this you can remember. Next, by keeping the trigonal bipyramidal d orbital splitting as reference point, trigonal planar geometry d orbital splitting can be arrived. That is, in the previous case, what we did, we lower the energy of dx square minus y square and dxy, and we increase the energy of dxz yz. Now, if I want the trigonal planar d orbital splitting, I need to keep the energy of dxz dyz similar, but I need to increase now. I need to exchange these two. Okay. So here dx square minus y square dxy energy has to be increased and dz square energy has to decrease. Then that d orbital splitting will be for trigonal planar geometry. Or from geometry also we can write, that is, along z axis there is no ligands, so only the d orbital which contain xy component, their energy will be greater, and d orbital which contain z component, their energy will be less. So these are the d orbital splitting in different geometries. Thank you.